Hey guys, what's up? I am trying something a little bit differently here and we'll see how this goes. But you never know what you're going to get because you guys are mutable signs. And that means basically that you change a lot. You're able to embrace change. You're one way with one person and you're another way with another. And it doesn't mean you're being two-faced. It just means you're showing them different sides of who you are, how you are. You guys are flexible. We'll put it that way. You are willing to change things up, try new things. Change is not intimidating to you. But the catch is, I've invited you all to a party and I have no idea who's going to show up. So it's going to be interesting. I might absolutely hate doing this. I can't decide if I want you guys to be in the really cool fake living room or if I want you in the really cool fake bedroom. If you guys thought this was my actual bedroom or that this was my actual living room, no, it's not. Like, we are not that YouTube famous yet. We need to work on the subscriber count a lot. So let's do that. Okay, but enough of that. I guess I'm gonna do bedroom. Bedroom. Mutable signs. Welcome. I have created a lovely little space here for us. I did spend some time trying to just focus and meditate. And honestly, with this crew, I didn't really get a lot of actual meditation going on here. But I do have a backup deck in case I need to clarify. I'm just going to set that off to the side here. I do have an oracle deck. Not sure when I'm going to utilize that yet, but I do have it standing by. This is the Mystic Monday deck. I'm trying to remember to let you guys know what decks I'm using because I do know a lot of people ask. I know that a lot of people are super curious about that. I do just want to say I don't have any sort of specific spread in mind for you guys, meaning I don't have anything super detailed. I'm just going to see what wants to come out and take it from there. I almost feel like doing just some random pulling of cards, maybe just to get us kicked off here. That's what I'm feeling. Okay. And then I'm going to do some just hand shuffling as well, but these cards placed. All right, and then let's just see what wants to come out if I shuffle through for you guys, for the mutable signs. Not necessarily connecting to any specific dates on these, so whenever you watch this, whenever this comes your way, that's when you were supposed to hear it. That is when things are supposed to be revealed. So we have the Two of Swords here coming out reversed. I'll talk about this in a minute. Just want to go through two more times here. Lots of cards coming out, so I think we're just going to get our whole reading right up at the top, which makes sense considering who I'm reading for. So again, in case you missed it, although if you clicked on this, you must know that you are either involved in this or you are cross-watching for someone. But in case anyone needs any clarification on who's being read in this particular reading, I am reading for the mutable signs. This means I'm reading for Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. Okay, so we're all clear on who is involved. We have a couple of cards that have gone ahead and shown themselves. The rest of the cards, we have them flipped. They are currently hidden from us. Now, I'm going to take a little bit of time. I just want to see if I can align these cards that are not turned over into a reading. This is a spread that I will do quite often if I'm doing a them and you reading, but I'm actually not feeling necessarily like this is them and you. I feel like this is insight just into the person listening or the crosswatcher seeking insight into the person. I want to do an oracle card before I look at these. Just want to get everything all set up so that we don't have to deal with the cards and I can just talk to you guys about what's out here. I do want to go ahead and just start talking about quickly though. So right now there's a lot of confusion around a situation, and it's a place where basically no decisions are being made. It's this Two of Swords here. It represents a stalemate. It's come out with the Nine of Wands reversed, and this is just the card of being very defensive, very paranoid, feeling overwhelmed, representing a lot of struggle. I think that there was a situation, there was a decision that you felt needed to be, you felt you needed to make a decision, you needed to be clear about something, or you wanted someone to be clear about something, but it got to the point where trying to figure out what to do, trying to figure out what was the best decision, what you needed to actually, what would be best, was too much. It was way too much. And I feel like the decision still hasn't been made, but you've just decided, I can't deal with this anymore. I can't, you've pushed it away. It's a very guarded, defensive sort of energy coming out around this decision. It could be that you were pressured to make a decision, or you were being pressured to make a decision by someone or about someone. And your response to that sort of pressure was just to say, you know what? I'm not making up my mind right now. And that is very, very, very mutable. It fits for what, the energy of what's going on here. I'm not sure I have these cards where they want to be, so I'm just touching them for a second. I don't know why this matters, but I feel like those two just need to switch here. Okay, those feel good. I'm going to see with an oracle card what wants to come out. Any insight, guidance, or the mutable signs? Okay, we had two that wanted to flip. We'll take two. Because here's what we'll do. I'm going to leave this one here to wrap things up. I'm going to take this one as insight into how we're going to get started. So energy flows where my intention goes. This is what comes out for you guys. So again, I think that this is basically what happened here in this situation. I think you realize that not really being able to get your mind clear about this, really getting stuck in the thinking of it, going round and round and round, and not really being able to make up your mind about it, it was just leading you to being more and more stuck. And it was not just stuck about this particular situation. You were stuck around other areas of your life as well. And that's what really made you make the decision just to cut it off and to not make a decision at this point. So I think that gives insight into sort of what's been happening. I want to actually look at these four cards first. Not quite sure why, but we have the Ten of Wands reversed with the King of Pentacles reversed, the Four of Pentacles upright, and the King of Swords. Very interesting. I did move this card, I think, and it's because these are our two people here. Okay. Well, let's start here. I feel like this card is the lowest vibe energy. I'd like to start here. This card really just speaks to having a focus on... I'm not reading this necessarily as a love reading, although I do think it involves a relationship. So I'm actually going to take this Four of Pentacles quite literally as a Four of Pentacles. This is a call for you to save money, to focus on your own financial security and safety. It's asking you to exert control over your spending, to really be a bit more conservative, and to approach things to prepare for, a rainy day. Okay. I think that's really all it's saying. It's just coming out, giving you advice around that. So this can be something I think that mutable signs can struggle with a little bit, simply because your energy can change and bend and flow into different directions. So a lot of times you might have, an investment in a certain hobby or spend a lot of money on a certain thing, and then, shift gears or lose interest in it or decide it's not for you and move on to something else. Or, often it's if you're having a great run of things, if you're having a lot of financial success, then you run with that, and then the rainy day comes and you're like, oh well, here's the rainy day, I guess I have to figure out how to deal with this, instead of like being prepared for it. So this is just saying, like, be mindful of that, and if there are areas where you're overspending, or if you've really indulged a lot recently, pull it back, rein it in, be a bit be a little bit less spendy in the time coming up. Now, this Ten of Wands reversed here, I feel very much is connected to these two cards. We have the King of Pentacles, which has come out reversed, and that's on top of, directly above this King of Swords, which is upright. This King of Swords is someone who represents a lot of mental clarity, someone who is very intellectual. They are an honest speaker. They say what they want to say. They don't hold back, even if it might hurt feelings, but they're not cruel. They're not harsh. They don't deliver their truth with the intention to hurt. They just want to be honest. They just want to be truthful. Now, this King of Pentacles reversed, this speaks directly to this Four of Pentacles. So if this Four of Pentacles, what I spoke to about, needing to plan and needing to save, if that resonated with you personally, then this energy most likely represents you, because this King of Pentacles represents someone who isn't that great with managing money, but they are a bit obsessed with it. So they're constantly trying to, up their game, up their resources, get money in savings, but they're also very extravagant. They spend way more than they are actually able to make, and they end up in a lot of financial stress as a result of it. Now, this Ten of Wands, this represents a situation where in a relationship, someone felt like they were really having to do it all. They were really having to carry the weight. They were having to, it was all on them. The weight of the world was on their shoulders, and they didn't feel like they had a lot of support. Now, this card, this Ten of Wands, I just want to say for Sagittarius, this is one of the cards that does represent you. So it could be that, what I sense here is that this King of Swords really felt like in this connection with the King of Pentacles, they could not depend on them when it came to money. They could not depend on them when it came to this Four of Pentacles. They, it was an issue. The money here, the spending, the finances. What's interesting is, I said this wasn't going to be a love reading, but I feel like it's turning into a bit of one. Whoever, if you're resonating with this King of Swords, this truth speaker, this honest person, okay, I'm going to try my best not to get so caught up in saying like who's who, okay, because I'm reading right now for 4 signs basically, so it could be all over the place. But if you're listening to me and you feel like, no, I'm great with money, I have savings, I have a 401k, I have things lined up, I'm able to pay for my vacation I'm doing next month, my credit cards are all cut up, I have a high credit score, that's not you. But you probably know who I'm talking about. If you do feel like maybe you're a financial mess, then you know who this person is that's very honest. Between these two people, money was a big problem, and this King of Swords is the one that felt like it was all on them, okay? I also feel like this energy I spoke to earlier in terms of like being at a stalemate and not making a decision, I feel like that's how both of these are, because if you notice, it's like they're butting heads. The way I laid them out, they're literally butting heads. And I think that's what this Nine of Wands was. It's just so much of this that you both have just said, no more, I can't deal with this anymore. And hopefully you both have sort of gone into this place of, I'm just going to focus on saving. I'm just going to focus on what I want to do. I'm just going to focus on work and saving up and taking trips and traveling and doing fun things. And I'm not putting any more energy into this right now. Okay. It doesn't necessarily mean there's no energy left to be had here, but right now the energy between these two, it feels a bit combative. This Ten of Wands, it's reversed. It hasn't actually flipped yet, so that you feel like, okay, well, I'm closing this out. It still feels open. So right now this is sort of a no-go. Okay. If you're curious about that. So we have the Hermit coming out reversed, which is just more of this. I'm not going to talk about that very much. I will just say that, okay. Well, the Five of Pentacles, I'm just going to say, is the recovery from this. I mean, it's saying you're going to recover from this. And that's probably why you've gone into this Hermit reversed. What I will say about the Hermit reversed, though, is that, the Hermit upright is a really healthy place to be. When it becomes reversed, I get a little bit concerned, because it means you're actually withdrawing and isolating yourself. You're not just withdrawing and spending time thinking things through and analyzing things and then letting that go and healing it. Like you're not doing that, but instead you're cutting yourself off from everyone, and that's not a healthy place to be. Okay. Oh no. Ugh. All right. I hate this card reversed. If you watch my readings, you know this. We have the Magician coming out reversed. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm going to clarify this before I completely go off the rails. I'm going to use Rider-Waite. I have it right here next to me. Typically, though, this Magician card, if it's reversed, it makes me have a downward spiral of telling you guys to be cautious and be careful and to watch out. But I will say that the Magician in reverse can also just represent really having poor planning and sort of letting things be a little bit too like, leaving it like for fate, leaving it for chance to take care of it, which is this vibe over here that I felt of like, this King of Pentacles. That could be their approach. It's like, well, yeah, I know I should save, but I don't know. It'll be okay. I'll figure it out somehow. It could be that, but I want a clarifying card just to be sure, because this can also represent somebody who's up to no good, who's lying, manipulating, tricky, trickster energy. Clarify the Magician in reverse or beautiful signs. Okay. I'm just going to take one card. I want to know for sure. King of Swords reversed. Maybe I need more than one. Because the King of Swords reversed is interesting. We have this King of Swords here. Now we have the King of Swords reversed coming out with the Magician. I could look at this and say, well, this King of Swords is not being honest. This King of Swords is actually reversed and they're pretending. But the King of Swords reversed can also just be someone who is, it can represent manipulation and abusing power and being controlling, but can also represent someone who's just, they're dealing with themselves inwardly. They're just focusing on themselves and they're not exerting their power outwardly. They're just being cool with being in control of their own life. So I want to clarify this King of Swords. Clarify the King of Swords. Okay, what is the deal with kings? We have the King of Cups coming out upright. Now, here's what I'm going to do, because that card is special to me. I'm a water sign. This King of Cups actually represents my sign. This is someone who is unquestionably honest with their emotions and feelings. They're balanced. They're compassionate. They're very diplomatic. They're caring. So here's what I'm going to say. These two cards do not represent any sort of like malintent here. That's why I went through to clarify it, because I know people are going to have questions. What this represents, though, is that there's a situation where someone is saying that they've done a lot of planning. They've really thought something through. They figured something out. They have a lot of insight into something. But they're manipulating a situation. There is a bit of manipulation, but it's not trying to manipulate another person. It's just trying to convince people that they're okay when they're not, because they've actually not really done a lot of planning. They've done poor planning. And that's what this manipulation feels like. It feels much more connected to this King of Pentacles than this King of Swords, because like I said at the very beginning, this card to me felt very much like someone who was very honest and truthful. I think that maybe this King of Swords is concerned about this King of Pentacles. And this King of Pentacles is responding by saying, no, I've got it figured out. I'm not in a financial mess. I'm not, they're trying to make it seem like they're doing better than they are. But they're doing that from a place because they really honestly do care. And they don't want this person worrying about them or trying to like fixate on them, because they really just they don't want to have to deal with it, and they want to check out. They want to be hermit reversed, right? So they are being manipulative and they are lying, but it's because they're just trying to keep this at bay, to keep this person from coming in too much. And it's interesting here because the last card we have, we have the 10 of Wands here reversed. We have the 10 of Pentacles wrapping things up here. This is actually a really good card because this represents finding financial success and wealth, really having long-term success around things related to like your home or your family. So this does represent ultimately coming to a place where we do have this good energy. Okay. But right now we're stuck here with the Two of Swords not making a decision and the Nine of Wands. You're stuck at the Nine of Wands. So you haven't even gotten to this 10 of Wands yet. Okay. So for some of you, this might be energy that you're not yet at. So it could be that you're in a relationship and the two of you are butting heads around financial responsibilities and the whether or not you can actually, see eye to eye on how this needs to go. And you're feeling like one of you's feeling like it's all on you to figure it out because this other person is just spending money like it's water and not saving and not on board. And you understand why it's really important. And so for you, you're like, okay, well, I'm not putting my focus on this anymore. And that's what leads to you finally shifting into this 10 of Wands. For others of you, maybe you've just gone through that. And so all of this energy is fresh. But I feel very much like there's some stuff that has to happen, including this person really being honest about the fact that they are in a bit of a financial mess before you can get to this 10 of Pentacles. But ultimately, you are heading towards the 10 of Pentacles energy, which is good. It's a very stable and secure energy. And so, just stick with it. Let this play out. Whichever side of this you're on, focus on yourself, focus on being, even better. Even if you're great with money, focus on being even better with it. Let's see what the Oracle card that I pulled for you guys says. The more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. So again, rely on your faith here. Focus on manifesting. This Magician, even though it's reversed, I did clarify it, so I don't feel as weird about it. But when this Magician is upright, this is the card of manifestation. Okay, so you're actually being said, called here to put more energy and intention to your faith, to your ability to manifest and bring what you want into your life, in your own ability to create abundance. I do feel a lot here around this is truly connected to finances. I don't necessarily know for sure that this relationship has a lot of other issues. It could. Nothing really came out. There are lots of Pentacle. You have the 4, you have the 5, you have the King, you have the 10 of Pentacles all coming out. So this feels very much like I can say for a fact finances and money are a big issue in this relationship. I don't know for sure if that's the only issue in this relationship. But if this resonated with you, then let me know in the comments. Let me know what you thought about this. I'm making these pretty quick. I want to have them be relatively short, but I want to know what you guys thought. I'd love to hear your feedback. So leave me a comment. Leave me a thumbs up on this video if it resonated with you and you liked it. If you hated it, don't thumbs down the video because, come on, we have enough negativity in the world. No one needs to be clicking on the thumbs down button. But leave me a comment and let me know what you didn't like or what you would rather see instead. I'm open to suggestions. Again, I'm just trying new things. I'm trying to see what works and what doesn't, what feels good. But hopefully you guys got something out of this. And if you want to explore this more deeply, if this really resonated with you and you have questions about it, you can email me, KeaghanTarot@gmail.com. I do personal readings and I can send you information about the timeline for those and how that works. I just want to say thank you for watching if you've made it this far. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please take a moment to subscribe. I love watching the community forum, and I'm trying to introduce you guys to each other now so that you can make some new friends, hopefully, in the comments section. So it just also helps to pull more people in and help the video reach more people who need to hear this specific message. So I love you guys a lot. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. I'll see you guys in the next video.